Boston is a city with several outstanding wine and liquor stores, with many offering free tastings throughout the week. We decided to take a Saturday afternoon and visit a few that were showcasing and sampling some interesting bottles. We started out in Alston and stopped into the Brookline Liquor Mart, a store with a really big selection and a staff that is warm and well versed in wine. Leading the day's tasting of American wines was Kevin Bosley.
We're doing a tasting of various American wines here at Brookline Liquor Mart today. We do this every Saturday from 1 to 5. We have 9 wines on the table today. Typically we'll do anywhere from 8 to a dozen depending on what we are tasting. But today we are tasting wines from all over America, starting off with a sparkling wine made in the traditional method in New Mexico. We've got a couple of Washington Whites, California Reds, a Pinot Noir from Oregon, and we end up with a late harvest Riesling. It's also from California, dessert wine. So we place in front of each bottle a glass of the wine. We do that for a couple of reasons. One, so that you can compare them side by side, so you can pick up the Fumé Blanc and compare it to the Chenin Blanc if you wanted to, all the way down the line. Also, particularly with the reds, it's nice to have them out there so they can get some air, open up and breathe for a little while, so that you can smell what they're going to be like after they've been open and had some time to have contact with the oxygen. It's really interesting. Sometimes there is a very, very big difference. The Marjoram is a great Rhone-style blend from Santa Barbara, Central Coast region of California. There's a lot of people in this area who do Côte de Rhone-style wines. They call them the Rhone Rangers. This is 50% Syrah. The balance is made up of Grenache, Mourvedre, Couloise, and so real traditional Rhone grape varietals. But they are grown very, very well with a lot of success down the Central Coast of California.
Next stop was Bauer Wine Spirits on Newbury Street in the Back Bay section of Boston. We encountered a Spanish wine tasting that was paired with some excellent hors d'oeuvres provided by Estragon Tapas Bar. We, along with many others, stuck around for a bit.
We've got a cava from near Barcelona. Then the other white that we have is a still wine from northwestern Spain, area called Ribero, close to the Atlantic. So a wine that is great with shellfish, particularly, also wonderful with fish. And then 4 different reds. 3 of the 4 have Tempranillo as at least one of the grapes. First is a Rioja, which is mostly Tempranillo with a little bit each of 3 other blending varieties. Very traditional styled Rioja. Then I've got a Ribera del Duero that's very modern style, old vines but stainless steel fermented and no oak aging at all. Then an area that's really emerging as one of the hot buzz areas in Spain, Bierzo. Grape variety is Mencia, and it's 100% and a little bit of oak aging in mostly French oak. Final red is from southeastern Spain, region called Jumilla, Carcello C it's called, and it's a blend of 40% Monastrell, 40% Tempranillo, and 20% Cabernet.
Again, this is a quintessential meat to have. You find it everywhere in Spain at any time of the day or night.
Our final stop was BRIX Wine Shop in the South End. BRIX offers free wine tastings every Friday and Saturday night from 6 to 8 p.m. Organic wine was the theme on this particular day, and we were lucky to have Nick Cobb from Vineyard Road Wines leading the tasting.
The tasting here at BRIX tonight is organic wines. Organic wines of a certain definition, in this case wines made from organic grapes. We're exploring a couple of really 4 distinct regions. One, Oregon, which has a share of people who produce wines from organic grapes. An astounding kind of new development from the Vinho Verde region in Portugal. Vinho Verde being a region and not necessarily a specific style of wine. It certainly has a tradition which we all can recognize as Vinho Verde, but it's really just an appellation. And so you can make a very different kind of wine in Vinho Verde than most people are used to. a wine from Alto Adige in northern Italy, which is a very distinct geographical area, being more alpine than the rest of Italy, and with its own distinct set of varieties and traditions. And lastly, from the Dow region of Portugal, a blend of several grape varieties, a few of which are familiar to people who drink port, and a couple of which are familiar to people who maybe drank port 200 years ago, but some revived, near extinct varieties also in there. So it's a little port-like in the type of fruit it has, but it's actually a very nicely balanced, smoothly textured red wine, so it's an interesting thing. And that's also biodynamic. Everyone should try Lagrange once.
It was a great day of tasting and we had a wonderful time. However, our tour was only a small sample of the great variety in Boston's wine stores and the tastings that they offer. For a full list of all the stores that have free weekly wine tastings, visit our website at FrenchOakTV.com.